Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of All About You. In today's video, I will be showcasing a deck that I've been dominating locals with and is none other than Android 17. So as you guys may already know, this is a leader that already was issued out in set 2. It has one of the, you can say the standard old leader fashions where it awakens when you have, in this case, 6 or less life, and then you draw 2. This card reduces all your Android 17 and 18 cards by 1 in hand. So that means all your 3 drops become 2 drops. All your 5 drops become 4 drops. Then, Awaken. You draw your 2 cards, and this card has the same effect, so it reduces your Androids. And additionally, if you have 4 or less life, this card becomes a 15K because all Android 17 and 18s gain 5K, including your battle cards. So this is super crucial to remember because this leader now becomes a 15K when you're at 4 or less life. And additionally, when you attack, auto, you draw 1 card. So we're gonna start off with this right here. The first card that we're gonna be going through, and this is a staple, is the Cell Chain, which is Growing Evil Lifeform Cell. And his effect is Union Absorb, place 1 Android 17 from your hand underneath this card, search your deck for the 5-drop, for a 5-drop or less. We move on to Evolving Evil Lifeform Cell. This guy is the bread and butter. When he comes into play due to Union Absorb, you can draw a card and pop one of your opponent's battle cards. Additionally, he has Double Strike and he also has Union Absorb. When you use his Union Absorb effect, you have to pitch a 18 from your hand underneath this card, and then you can go into this monstrosity, the Horror. This man wins games single-handedly. He drops your hand, literally. When he comes into play, your opponent must discard cards until they have 3 or less cards in hand. That's ridiculous. Like, you got 10 cards in hand, and I bring this bad boy out, you go down all the way to 3 cards. Additionally, if you Union Absorb into this guy, you can go back and place another 18 underneath this guy to bring out another one. So I'm gonna explain some plays that you can do that can make this deck even more terrifying, especially if you go against the infamous Veggie matchup, which a lot of people are talking about. The next card we'll be going over is a Tournament of Power card. Energy Guard Android 17. We run 3 copies. This guy is phenomenal. For one, he costs 2 in this deck, so he doesn't cost 3. If your leader is at 4 or less life, he has an additional 5K. This guy has blocker, so he becomes a 20K blocker. And auto, at the end of this turn, that this card is in rest mode, you put him in active mode. Guess what? That's free attacks. I attack you, at the end of the turn, restand. What this means is that, let's say I'm unawakened. Let's use the worst case scenario. So I am unawakened with Android 17. And my opponent is trying to just drop guys on the board and they're not doing anything to try to advance my game state. I can literally drop this bad boy. He's only a 15K because we're not at 4 or less life. I attack. I'm a 15K hitter. So their leader, if they're awakened, they're 15K. They have to pitch something that's a 5K or more value to avoid the hit. Then I'm like, end my turn. So guess what? They're forced to attack my leader. They don't have anything to attack into, which will allow most leaders, when they attack, they draw a card. So he mitigates that. Now we're going for the Dreadful Duo Android 17. This guy is absolutely amazing. First of all, again, you reduce the cost by 1. He has critical and active once per turn. When you discard a card from your opponent's hand, a battle card of 3 or less, you can pay 1 green at any time and put in play an Android 18. This means during your opponent's turn. This means during the turn when this card is not even in play, I can use cards that can discard cards from my opponent's hand, such as Cell, play this, hit them with the Cell Chain, they discard a battle card with 3 or less from their hand. Guess what? Now I play him that same turn, use his effect, and I get to play this bad girl. We have Dreadful Duo Android 18. She is phenomenal. This girl also has critical and active main once per turn. She's amazing. What she can do is that you pay a green and you can KO a 3 or less, as long as your opponent has a 4 or more battle card discarded from their hand during this turn. So this is very crucial. Just 1 green to do this effect. The next card I run is Terrible Creator Android 20. I notice a lot of players cut this card down to 2, 1, 3 copies. I run 4. 4 is crucial for this deck because, as you just saw, I only run 4 Android 18s. I don't run any more Android 18s for the cell chain. Second off, this card can search your 10k boost, which I will talk about a little later in the video. And this searches out for any card with Android in their name. Period. This means all the Android 17 cards, all the Android 18 cards, and other cards that will be revealed shortly. This deck now has good support. We run 4 Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku. This card, you might be wondering, why is he running this card in this deck? Well, it works in any deck. This card should be a 4 of in any deck, or you're bad. This is a 10k that costs 1, and you draw and filter through your deck 1 card. And it can be played during the combo step. Additionally, if your deck was red, you can actually evolve and draw a card and use them on the board because he has barrier and good stats. But anyways, moving forward. In this deck, we run 4 negates. 4 speedy surprise attacks. Now, in most videos, I tell you guys, I don't run negates because I really don't. But in this deck, it's very crucial. Why? Because a lot of people are like, oh my god, the veggies, they're so crazy. What can we do? They're so OP. Well, this card pushes their shit in. When you use this card, you pay 1 green. When they attack you, they have their little baby Kaba turn 2 on the board, getting ready to Shrigesh and KO your ass. You literally destroy their Kaba by pitching a card from your hand, so they can't do anything. That is it. That's why this card is played at 4, and all it requires is an Android leader to use that skill. The next card I use is Dr Guro Evil, Inventor, and I use 4. He is just your typical filter card. You look at the top 3 cards of your deck and select an Android card. That's it, point blank. Very simple and effective. The next card that I run is 3 Martial Expert Tien Shen-han, Awaken. That's all you need to know, and it kills cards on the board. The last card that I run as far as Androids are concerned is this man. This is your 10k for the deck. And additionally, what this card allows you to do is that every time you use this super combo, it discards a card from your opponent's hand. You do not draw, but it discards a card from your opponent's hand. So if I hit them with the cell chain, they're already at 3 cards in hand. I use cards like this when on the attack. That reduces their hand size to 2. Or 1 if I play 2 of them. Or 0 if I play all 3 in 1 shot. And you use cards like this to filter right through it. Additionally, you use cards like this to literally search for your card. So you can search for your 10k when you need it. And lastly but not least, we have 4 Overwhelm Relentless Destruction Mira. This guy is also added to the devastation of this deck. When I cell chain my opponent, I drop this guy, they go down to 2. I hit any 2 of these cards, they go down to 0. They are free. You make your opponent free. That's what this deck does. So this is the Android deck. It's dominant. It's been killing at locals. And all you have to do is make sure you play your cards right, understand how to use the deck, so practice. A lot of you guys that are having trouble with the veggie matchups, practice. The deck isn't that strong. If you really think it's so bad, you're going to get your shit pushed in when you use that deck in a tournament, in a big event. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, this channel is all about you.